Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. My name is Captain James Force. I am joined here by the lovely D7. How are you today? Welcome in.
Hi, I'm good. I'm bored, but good.
we talked a little bit of pre-interview. This is just going to be an interview. We're gonna have a chat. It's kind of a series I'm doing where I want to talk to as many Impact players as possible. And I guess, yeah, you talk about being bored, but should we address the elephant in the room? I guess, which was yesterday's announcement that ESL is packing up Impact after season 8. As someone yourself who played basically every season but this one, kind of talk me through like what you're thinking about right now. Like what's going on when they say something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to put it into words. All I can say is that it's very upsetting, but it's also something we kind of knew because for a few years now there has been these rumors that they're gonna end Impact sooner or later, and it was just a matter of time until they announced it. I think the timing is a little bit weird as well, but there's never a good timing to announce this kind of news, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, this all circles back to the, in my opinion, lack of stability in our scene, and it makes it really hard to improve when there's this lack of stability, and every time we are feeling pressure that this is gonna be the end. This year is gonna be the end, and then we survive for another year, and then we're thinking, okay, not this year, then next one will be the end, and constantly this type of thoughts and pressures. It's really hard, honestly.
And and do you think that pressure will change even if other tournament organizers? I mean, like just before we literally just announced we're doing a tournament next year and we want to do tournaments. But do you think that will always be there, even if there were 6 tournament organizers running things, or is it really because outside of ESL there was kind of Trade It was there for a little bit, the Athena Cups, right from memory. Like there's a few things, but is it really like without something like as big as ESL Impact? That's kind of where the stress comes in.
Yeah, I think we need something that will make us feel, and the organizations that invest in our teams, that make us feel like it will be sustainable, like it will be something that will last. And currently, the system, it's not that, like, it's not built that way. And it makes it, I feel like it also makes it really difficult for organizations to invest in us, especially because of that. I think like smaller organizations, tournament organizations showing up is insanely good. It's great, because nothing like Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So we have to
Nope.
start from somewhere. So it's awesome that we get smaller tournaments like the Athena Cup or Trade It, which was getting bigger, and now your tournament. It's awesome, but we also need to feel like it will be something in the that in the long run is going to make orgs want to invest in us, right? So there's there's that.
Yeah. And what do you think is something that makes orgs want to invest? Is it like a kind of a roadmap where there's like here's the year worth of tournaments like ESL Impact does, right? Like they're like, here's season 7, bam, we're going to be in Dallas. Here we're going to be in Stockholm. Like, is that the kind of stability, or is it more like there needs to be more tournament organizers running tournaments to feel that stability?
I think it's both.
Or
I
both, yeah.
think we can't, yeah, I think we can't put all the weight on top of ESL, of course. It was great that they had this initiative. It is really sad that it's ending. But I
Yeah.
feel like ESL alone can't carry the weight of an entire scene. I feel like everyone kind of needs to step up. Even us players, we need to maybe try to expose ourselves more, sure, like build our image more, maybe build some storylines, I don't know, but make it interesting also for other people to want to watch us. I think it was happening a little bit now, especially with Imperial Valkyries against Navi, and NIP winning a map against a male team, and also NA teams winning against other male teams. I think it's starting to build. We're starting to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But still, I don't think it's enough yet. But I feel like this is the way we should keep going.
I agree, and that's, I guess, from my perspective, that's kind of what makes the end of ESL like such a, I guess, such a crushing blow. Is that like you said, it is starting to go somewhere. There are maps being won. There are tournaments being played. Right, the start of this year, Valkyries was getting invites left, right, and center to things. So that's probably what makes it so hard. And as someone who I was there as a community caster for ESL Impact for the last 4 seasons, covering EU and sometimes South America as well. And it's always been kind of fun to watch those storylines and kind of see how they develop. And yeah, I hope obviously we're gonna try to do stuff, but I would love like a Blast or like Star Ladder or someone else to also kind of come in, and because that's where I feel like we can only do so much, but those big guys can probably do more than us. I would say.
I think Valve could also give it a little help, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
would
think
love.
it's harder. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love like a female CS2 major. Like, I think
That
that
would
would
be
be.
insane.
I think that would be like so good. I know we've generally talked about it. Kind of, you see it appear occasionally when people like throw up the idea, but like that, you talked about investment from orgs. Like, have a sticker capsules. Like, I don't understand why like Impact never had like sticker capsules. Yeah, I don't know. All these kind of things, but I guess let's talk about you a little bit. Obviously, a lot of ESL Impact seasons. A lot of, I guess I went back and had a look, and I would say that probably the player who near missed the most times going to a finals, right? Like went to 2 semifinals and then like was at the qualifiers basically every other time. Like for you, firstly, how does that feel? And secondly, did that drive you every time that you kind of lost out going to the LAN, or you were like right there? Did that drive you to just be better and better kind of the next season?
Yeah, I would say firstly, I think it is pretty fucking shit to always like sorry, but it is pretty,
Yeah.
that every time you're almost there but you can't give that little step. Um Especially when I've been to the LAN finals before, it happened with Big, I think 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
It happened with Eco Warriors. It happened with Guild. So I guess I'm either cursed or I don't know.
I mean, I would say that you're also one of, I guess, then the best players to not make land, because you were always there. Like I had a look, it was like a th- a joint, like a top four, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth when there were like 5 teams going. Um, yeah, it's like, and then of course like 2 semifinals, one with Big back in season 1, and then one with NAVI Javelins in season 6. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, for me, it's like that kind of shows how good of a player you are. That it's like every team that you've been on has been like just literally right there. And I guess then, how does that feel this season with kind of what happened in the open qualifier and then not quite making it? Like, how does that kind of translate to you? Also, pretty fucking shit, I can imagine, but
Very fucking shit. Very fucking shit. I, I mean, I had I actually had high expectations for SAW Myst.
Yeah,
I was following their journey the past year, and I was feeling like they were improving. And I thought maybe if a player or two with more experience would join the team, they will give the boom that they so much wanted, right?
yeah,
But it turns out it kind of feels like it happened the opposite way. I think um, in the end there wasn't a lot of chemistry between us, and I mean maybe it's just me, but um, we were just very on very different pages
Yeah.
as players, I feel like. So that's, in my opinion, why things didn't go the way they, in my opinion, should have gone. Um, so it was pretty fucking upsetting, not gonna lie, to miss, especially the last season
Yeah.
ever that we know of, at least, of ESL Impact. It's upsetting, but it is what it is. It's life. We can't always be doing great, right?
Yeah. And
um, yeah.
yeah, and I guess like on that, like does that like I know it's not great for you, but does that make you feel more positive about the scene, knowing just how many teams are in this fight? And you look around ESL Impact this season so far, like South America like has 3 teams, I think, or at least 2 or 3 teams up the top who are like 4-0. Like Furia lost a game. You know, you look at Valkyries lost a game, right? Like NIP looking really strong, but Overpeak are up there. Hindsight's really good. Like, does it give you confidence knowing that, you know, even though you didn't make it, there are a plethora of great teams right now?
Yeah, it's actually really nice to see. It kind of makes things a little bit unexpected, and I like it. You know, it's because usually it was always by the book, kind of. There were little to no
Enigma, yeah.
upsets. Yeah, exactly. Enigma, Imperial, whatever people want to call it. Yeah, they were up there for a long time, but it's nice to see that there's been happening some upsets lately, and it's not everything super predictable. Even though some games still are a little bit, in my opinion, but not as much as before, which means that the level has risen, and it's really positive, in my opinion, to see that people are improving and working and following their dreams, I guess,
just crying.
of
Just
becoming the best.
yeah. No, that's great. And I think, you know, if you had to, you know, make a prediction, I guess, you know, obviously Furia winning back in season 7 over Supernova Comets, right? And if you had to make a prediction for this season, do you think, you know, Furia can go back to back? Do you think EU will kind of take hold of that again? Do you think Shimmer, right? Supernova's new name Shimmer, like, do you think they'll finally reign supreme? Like, what's kind of your take on it at the moment?
I feel like if both Big and NIP make it to LAN finals, it's going to be a final between Big and NIP, and it's going to be really fun to watch. At least it's what I want, uh, being an EU player.
Yeah.
But I think the Big Equipa's new roster is pretty fucking insane,
I agree.
and NIP is also showing a lot of improvements season by season, and I think it's it's what I would gamble on, kinda. Don't gamble, but I would
Don't
gamble on that.
don't gamble, kids. But seriously, yeah. No, I mean it's for me, like I also get to cast NIP quite a bit, and to see them is like, yeah, obviously adding Vilga, and then you know they were a really good team, and then they finally got to LAN. They would always lose to Big. That was always the thing. They would always lose to Big going to LAN, but they finally got to LAN, and now they have Zana, right? Of big fame, and she is just so good for that team. Like it is scary to watch her play. Like genuinely,
It is.
it's terrifying. Like I'm so excited to watch that team. But do you think, you know, for Furia, for Imperial, both teams that have already lost the game, do you think that passion for them to get back there and with all that LAN experience can carry them, like that will carry them, or do you think really it's like a new chapter now and someone else is going to win?
Maybe a mix of both. I think both Furia and Imperial will probably make it to the semis. I think for me, the four teams that should be up there is NIP, Big, Imperial, and Furia. But also, interestingly, MIBR has been reigning in SA from
Yep.
what I've been watching lately. So maybe there is some surprises or not. You
Yeah.
never know.
True. Yeah.
but yeah, maybe between those three, uh, I for sure they're gonna be fighting a lot for the title. I'm sure of it, and they have that probably that burning passion to get up there again. Furia probably to prove themselves, like we were there once and we deserve to stay here, and Imperial to get back what's always been theirs, right?
Yeah, like you lose once and then you're like, wait a minute, hold on, like we we
Yeah,
need
what's
to get this
happened?
back. What happened? And I
Yeah,
and I guess like that's probably for me what makes it so good because you have, like you said, you have Furia, you have MIBR, Atrix, 4Magic Gaming. Those four teams have 2 slots to go into, right? So South America is like crazy right now. Then you've got Shimmer, FlyQuest Red. There is another team who's also up there in North America who I absolutely cannot remember because I'm always
is
asleep.
it Ghosts
I
or
think
not
it's
Ghosts?
Ghosts. I think it's Ghosts. We're gonna have to on the fly remember who these teams are. Um, it is Nocturnal. Nocturnal.
Nocturnal. Okay.
Nocturnal are also 4-0, right? So 3 4-0 teams to go into 2 slots, and then of course you have the craziness of 2 European groups. So for me, and this kind of leads back to the question I had earlier. Like for me, like this is probably one of, if not the most contested ESL impacts that we've ever had. And I guess for you, like, is it more that you want more tournaments next year? Do you want like a huge league to go over the whole year? Like, what is it that you want? Like, obviously playing like every day would be maybe a little
Yeah.
too much, but like, what's your kind of ideal, outlook on what you want as a 2026?
I mean, in an ideal world, it would be like kind of 50-50, like the boys and like the way we had it now, in my opinion. I think we should have a calendar, and just like the boys have for the next year and so on, so on. I think it would bring us more perspective or for the future, you know. So it would help with the stability
Yeah.
matter, I think. But also, I wouldn't want us to be overscheduled like the boys. That would be insane.
Yeah. Yeah. The new schedules are
I see
like
it from my
pretty, yeah, nuts.
yeah, I see it from my boyfriend. He's playing for SAW, you know, and
Yep.
he's not having one of the busiest schedules of all time, but it's still pretty busy. So
Yeah.
something in between, if possible, please.
Yeah, and also like with those super busy schedules that the guys have, like especially if you're a team that's like Mongols, Vitality, phase maybe sometimes like G2, like you run deep into a tournament and then like 2 days later you start the next tournament and then you run deep again and then 2 days later you start the next tournament. Like yeah, I can imagine that's a little that can be a little much.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you've gone to Valencia. You've obviously been to 2 Impact finals as well. If there would be a LAN for a female tournament next year, where would be the ideal place that you would want to have a LAN? Somewhere you've already been, or like a brand new?
I think a brand new place would be nice. But if I had to choose a place where I've been to, maybe Stockholm or maybe Dallas would be nice. Or maybe Valencia because it felt like home. I don't know. I can't decide. Okay, I
All of
know.
them.
A LAN
Yeah.
in Portugal. It would be pretty nice if they did it in Lisbon or Porto or whatever. But a LAN in Portugal would be nice.
Are there
That's
actually
that's
any
my
LANs
answer.
in Portugal?
Yeah,
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
I the SAW they
Yep.
built their arena, esports arena, and they make LAN tournaments there quite often.
Nice.
Um, for the
Right.
Portuguese community, so it's nice.
We'll have to jot that one down and have a look. But yeah, I mean that's always the dream, right? And I think if I look back at all those early seasons, like, would you also want there to be, an Asia or an Asia Pacific league like there was before, like when we had HSG and Olga
Yeah.
and Ramona and that. Like, do you? Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
No, I was just gonna say I think it's necessary. Yeah, I think it's sad that they are being how to say withheld from
yeah,
competing. I think that's the word.
yeah,
It's pretty sad. Um, if I was in their shoes, I would be pretty fucking depressed.
yeah, yeah. I
Not
could,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a bit of that. Yeah, I mean, I also found that hard as well. Like as an Impact fan to kind of watch them kind of disappear, and then they got that like one slot in EU, right, and it didn't feel quite the same, and yeah, like in the end, like they cut it down and down. But for me, like apart from if I look at your results, apart from Nigma, who was the hardest team that you played against? Leaving out the obvious like
Maybe
six
Navi.
times.
When I was in BIG Equipa, maybe
Yep.
Navi Javelins was the toughest one. Um, I think. Yeah.
What made them so difficult?
I think their synergy and their concepts were pretty aligned at the time, and also the fact that they all spoke the same language uh, is a factor. Um, so I think that's what made them difficult to play against. It's all of that and their mentality. They're strong mentally.
Did you ever think about making a team like an all Portuguese team? Obviously, you went to IESF,
I
right?
tried.
Yeah, you came third
I
in
tried.
IESF from what I remember, right, last year. So
Yeah.
did you try to drag those girls into ESL as well, or was that not really an option?
Um, it was not an option because at the time we all had our teams. I was in Navi, Zana, Big, Ida was playing in a mix, I think. Kathy Jones was playing for SAW Myst, and Yoon was not playing, I think, at the time for a team. But it was impossible mission at the time. Then I tried it with Ida and SAW Myst. We had the Spanish teammate friend,
Yep.
but yeah, we tried. It just quite didn't work out.
And and I guess like on that with the Portuguese team, like how is it going into IESF? Like does kind of Portugal CS give you the call, or do you kind of reach out to your teammates to be like, hey, we should kind of pull together a Portuguese team, or is it just like, hey, you five are going to be this team, go sort out who plays what?
The first few years, it was Ida taking care of all of it. Um, and then there was a qualifier in Portugal, and there was the coach, and he would choose each player. So he picked Ida, Zan, and I, and then he picked Yoon and Katy Jones from the qualifier. I think he picked the three of us because we were professionals, right? So
Yeah,
it
makes
would make
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
And then he picked the other two girls that he thought were most the best ones from all of the teams. So that's how it went for last year. This year, I got the invitation. They wanted the same lineup. Thing is, I had a disagreement between me and some of the clauses that the federation was
Mm.
giving us, and I was open to negotiate them, but they were like, "This is not non-negotiable," and I was like, "Then that's fine. I just won't play."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Do you kind of look back with regret of that, or are you like you're pretty okay? Like, yeah,
No, I'm okay. I like playing, and of course, I'm sad to not be playing with my friends and not be representing my country. But there are certain things that one must stay strong, you know.
yeah,
Um,
no, makes sense.
so if I disagree with something, but I still do it, I think it will be a bit hypocritical of me to be complaining about it and then still do it anyway. And also, it's kind of questioning my own values, I would say. So.
No, that makes sense to me. Like, and how was it to go in 2024? You know, you got third place. You beat the US, I think, from memory. So
Yeah.
how was that to experience?
It was really fun, honestly. I loved our tournament in Riyadh. Like, I met awesome people. I got to see old faces, new faces. It was really nice experience. Probably one of the most wholesome ones I've had in my entire career. When it comes to LAN, of course.
Yep.
But yeah, there was a little story time. I poisoned Yoon by accident, one of my teammates, because she has an allergy to all sorts of nuts. And I
Whoops.
gave her a dessert. It didn't specify that it had nuts. But I gave her a dessert that had nuts in it. And I only noticed after she ate it. So I was like, wait, what is this? And then it's like, I think it's almond. And I was like, fuck. So then she had to go to the ambulance. And then I
Oh
had
my
a
god.
panic attack because I was almost killing my friend. So that was kind of not nice. Now I'm laughing about it, but at the time I was pretty shaken up. So both me and June had to play the third, fourth place match, which was against USA, I
Yep.
think. We were fully sedated because she was at the ambulance getting medicine,
Yeah.
so she wouldn't die, right? And I
Helpful in a
was,
teammate. Yeah. Keep them alive. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So she was fully sedated from the ambulance, and I was fully sedated from my anti-anxiety pills, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it was fun.
That's that's hilarious. Oh my god. Just like, oh, why is your face red and why like are you blow? Oh god. Oh yes, this is bad.
Oh, but I need to give a shout out to Emily, and not just her. I think Goose Breeder. I don't know. Many girls. They came up to me and they were helping me a lot when I was having this panic attack because
Yeah.
of Yun. Like they were like circling me and telling people just leave her alone. She just needs space. And I don't know. Thank you, girls. Thank you
Ah.
for helping me in a time of need.
In a time when I almost killed a teammate. Yeah.
And then
That
cried about it like I was the victim.
that's super wholesome though. Like that's the stuff you love to hear. Like everyone just banding together and yeah, that's kind
Everyone's
of
super sweet.
yeah, it's kind of what pulls the scene together, right? And yeah, if there's one thing I've seen with this announcement, it's just how many people care. Like, I think their tweet has, when I checked it yesterday, has like 3 million views and like
Yeah.
1,000+ quote tweets. Like, it's insane. Like how much the community is just like, old players, current players, players who, like yourself, started all the way back in season one and before. Like, yeah, it's been really kind of wholesome to see how many people have kind of come out and been like, I started here, or I watched it and I started CS because I saw Impact like gave us a way to move forward. So yeah, it's exciting. I think for the future, like obviously it sucks, right? Like you don't get to have impacts, but I think it's exciting where it will go, right? And I know like not only us, of course, but there's a Brazilian kind of TO that's going to go worldwide. I know the Americans are cooking. North America's over there cooking away for
Uh,
some stuff as well. So yeah, I think the future's bright, and I think from my side, and I think, and I hope, for players, it's not too bad. But I think for our side, I think it's that it sucks that we waited this long. I really didn't want to wait this long personally, but I guess it's also kind of the way that as soon as one thing dies, like it's at least wholesome to see that so many other things are kind of popping up in its place.
yeah, that is true.
I hope it's wholesome anyway. that's that's the hope. But
Yeah.
yeah. Any final thoughts? Anything else you kind of want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Yeah. I want to tell my fellow competitors, girls, former teammates, everything. Don't quit. And keep the dream alive. Something will come up, and if it doesn't, then well, let's just try the male mix, whatever you want to call it, tournaments, open tournaments. I don't know, but just don't quit on the dream.
Perfect.
That's it.
Yeah, and look, we're gonna do everything at Atlas that we can to not let it die. So we're already talking to people, and loads of people want to help out. So yeah, at least from that side, from what I can see, it's we're not going anywhere just yet. I think I think the scene's gonna be alright. But
I hope so. Hope you're right.
yeah, I hope so too. That would be really nice.
Yeah, and once again, I want to thank you for your own initiative, right, to help us. It's very much appreciated.
Hey, no worries. Like
really
I
nice.
said, I've been part of it for so long, and it's actually kind of sad from my side as well because the last season was probably the peak that we had in community casters. Like we had like 3, 4, 5 people covering like every single game throughout, and now
I think even Donna, right?
Yeah.
She was also covering Impact.
Yeah, so like there were so many people covering it, and now like when I log on and I go to HLTV, it's like me, and then like maybe if the Frenchies are playing, like there's a French stream as well. But yeah, that's kind of been like the sucky part, I guess, for me is like watching the community cast really like go downhill this season. But yeah, last season there were like so many vibes and like everyone was there and like Brazil was popping off all the time, and now it's a bit like it's we need more people, and that's kind of for me why I was also like we need to run tournaments because we wanna show every game. Like we don't we don't want like all these games to go by the wayside. So look, shout out to all my community casters though. Like yeah, the last few years have been awesome. Always seeing people kind of cover it. So yeah, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna sort it out. But hey, I think that's about it for us. My name's been Captain James Force. This is the wonderful D7. Thank you so much for the chat. It's been it's been really appreciated. And yeah, hopefully we can see you back in the server soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll be back on the server. Hire me.
Hire me.
Hire me.
Brilliant.
If you need more information, you can download my Faceit demos. You can rewatch my VODs flaming people on Faceit.
Who doesn't want to do that? That's what Faceit is all about.
But it's hardcore. Yeah. I scream at them. They scream at me, I scream at them, and well, I tell them not nice things.
But you win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
True.
That's all that matters.
Kinda.
Good teammate will flame. That's probably
yeah.
Good tagline. But guys, thank you so much. It's been a true pleasure, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the server soon. Peace out, guys. Bye.
Bye.